All right, so in every market, you've got the giants, right? The big fish that seem to own the entire pond. But what about everyone else? Today, we're cracking open the playbook for how the little guys, the challenger brands, can do more than just survive. We're talking about how they can win by completely changing the game.
Okay, let's just start right here. This quote, it absolutely nails it. The old rules are gone. The lines between David and Goliath have gotten super blurry. Technology, the media, it's like the whole game board has been flipped over. Anyone can step up and challenge the leaders, and even the giants have to start thinking like challengers just to stay on top.
So, if you're going to win, you first have to understand what you're really up against. And the market leader, our big fish, doesn't just have a bigger budget. Their advantage is way deeper. It's kind of built into the very physics of how markets work.
And that advantage has a name: the law of increasing returns. It's this incredibly powerful principle that basically says the bigger you are, the more you get back for every single move you make. It creates this invisible force, this marketing gravity that just pulls all the attention and all the money toward the leader. It feels unfair because, well, it kind of is.
And you can actually see this gravity in the numbers. Look at this. If you're a small brand down here with less than 5% of the market, you have to scream to be heard. You're spending a ton more than your share just to get a tiny bit of growth. But once a brand hits that 20% sweet spot, whoosh, their spending gets way more efficient. It actually gets cheaper for them to get even bigger. And here's where it gets really crazy. The math isn't straightforward. It's exponential. So you might think, okay, the leader is twice our size, so they get twice the attention. Nope, wrong. If a leader is twice as big as you, they often have 4 times the awareness in people's minds. Just trying to outmuscle them is a losing game before you even start.
So if brute force is off the table, what do? Well, you come to a fork in the road. You have a critical choice to make. You absolutely cannot afford to just be another player, to get stuck in what some people call the mush in the middle.
That middle ground, it might feel safe, but it's not. It's a death trap. It's where brands go to die. Being just another Me Too option on the shelf means you're basically a snack, just waiting for the big fish to get hungry. Your only way out is to grow, and fast.
Which brings us right to the heart of it, doesn't it? The big question for every challenger out there: if you can't throw more money at the problem, if you can't just shout louder, what on earth is left? The answer is simple, but it's also radical. You have to outthink them. You have to change the game entirely.
Okay, so how do we actually do that? Let's open up the playbook. Step 1, you have to build something called a lighthouse identity. This is all about knowing exactly who you are and being completely unapologetically clear about it. Now, I'm not talking about some fluffy mission statement that hangs on a wall. No, this is your brand's soul. It's a core belief system that guides every single decision you make. It's a beacon that cuts through all the marketing fog and shouts, "Hey, over here! If you believe what we believe, you belong with us." A perfect example of this? Think about Mini when it launched in America. The car culture was all bigger is better. Huge SUVs, massive trucks. A tiny little car like the Mini? It was a joke. It couldn't win that fight. So you know what they did? They refused to fight it. They started their own culture. Let's Motor. Suddenly, it wasn't about size. It was about fun, about agility. They forced people to pick a side.
All right, principle number 2 from the playbook. And this one's going to feel a little weird, a little backwards. It's the power of sacrifice. To get stronger, you have to give things up. I know, it sounds crazy, but real strength doesn't come from trying to be everything to everyone. It comes from bravely choosing what you will not be. For a challenger, this is not negotiable. See, you're not trying to get everyone to kind of like you. That's a ticket straight to the mushy middle. What you want is for a smaller group of people that absolutely love you, to be passionate about you. And the only way to get that passion is to give up trying to please everyone else. That's what gives you sharp edges. That's what makes you memorable.
Okay, check this out. Kodak. Back in 2000, their digital camera business was an absolute train wreck. So they made 3 huge, brave sacrifices. First, they sacrificed their target audience. Everyone was chasing the tech-savvy guys. Kodak went all in on women. Second, they sacrificed the message. No more talk about megapixels and zoom. Their entire message was just, it's easy to use. And third, and this was nuts at the time, they sacrificed convention. They put the back of the camera on the front of the box, a huge retail no-no, to show off the screen for sharing pictures. And the result? They shot from 6th place to number 1.
Incredible.
All right, the final piece of the playbook. This one is all about waking people up. You see, most of us, when we're shopping, we're on autopilot. We're sleepwalking, buying the same stuff out of habit. A challenger's job is to be the alarm clock. You need to create a moment so unforgettable, so jarring, that it snaps people right out of their routine.
And there's a name for these moments, symbols of re-evaluation. And let me be clear, we're not just talking about a clever ad. These are acts of drama. They are startling, memorable gestures designed to make people literally stop, look up, and go, "Whoa, wait a minute, maybe I should rethink this whole thing."
And maybe the most legendary example of all time is Swatch. To launch in Germany, what did they do? They hung a massive 500-foot-long watch from the side of a grim, imposing bank building in Frankfurt. Just picture that. In one single brilliant act, it said everything. It communicated Swiss quality and precision, but also fun, color, and affordability. It was a joke, a provocation, and a marketing masterstroke that changed the watch world forever.
So, let's bring all this home. What does it all add up to? The key takeaway is this: being a challenger has absolutely nothing to do with your market share. It's not about how big you are, it's about how you think.
So here it is, your playbook. Build that lighthouse identity so you know exactly who you are. Embrace the power of sacrifice to create passionate fans, and create those unforgettable symbols of reevaluation that make people see you in a whole new light. This is how you stop playing their game and force them to play yours.
And that's really the soul of this whole idea. It's not just a strategy, it's a state of mind. It's a way of looking at the world that's available to anyone. You could be a tiny startup, an established brand, or even the market leader who refuses to get complacent. It's all about staying restless and staying hungry. Which leaves us with one last question. For you, in your industry, in your career, in your world, what's your big fish? And what game are you going to change to win?